As always, having ourselves a good time, but today is a very special day. Man, we have a guest joining us today, a recent draftee, I guess you would say, by the Baltimore Ravens. Our very own Carson Vinson from Alabama A&M
For
University.
where? For where?
The Alabama A&M University.
Bad Bulldog.
The bad Bulldog. Mr. Carson Vinson, how you doing, sir? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed, and I'm glad that you guys had me on.
Oh man, look! Don't let this chair fool you. This guy taking up this whole studio.
Man.
But congratulations on being drafted. Congratulations on going to the Ravens. As you just told us off air, you leave Friday.
Yes, sir.
Going to minicamp.
Yes, sir.
Going to get ready.
Yes, sir.
How was that process for? How did you feel coming into the draft?
Man, the draft is a long process. A lot of people don't know, like, a lot of behind the scenes. It's about a year and a half long process.
Ooh.
And it's meetings, it's work. It's a lot. But it's really just like getting drafted is really just a culmination of all the hard work that I put in, not just in college, but in high school before then. So, it was just been a blessing. It's been a blessing.
Oh, man. We are rocking with Carson Vinson, and let me just say this. This is a very proud moment for me. Seriously, I'm not joking. For D.L. Reese, I mean, I'm talking about I'm sitting next to a young man that has traveled the roads that I traveled, particularly at our university, and played for the Bulldogs. Maybe the second interview from a guy that was special, and then first was John Stallworth. Now we have 5th-round draft pick to the Baltimore Ravens. And my fraternity brother from Gamma Phi chapter.
Gamma Phi. Shout out to Phi House.
Yo, the Phi House.
There you go.
My baby man. Carson Vinson, what's up, Noob? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me on, Noob.
It makes my heart, again, just knowing you going through the process and the fact you graduated in December and a couple of credits away from getting your master's, man. Just talk about your experience at Alabama A&M.
I love Alabama A&M with all my heart. It's a special experience. Like, it's the hill for real. and it's just Alabama A&M is a special place. It has special people. Like, when you think about A&M, like, you think about the people that's been in your life, that pours into your life, the faculty, the people. So it's just I have lifelong connections that I will maintain for the rest of my life.
Oh man, that's special. That's really special.
We're
Make
excited.
Me proud,
We're talking to Carson Vinson, new Baltimore Ravens. So take us to the moment. When you heard your name, you said it was a quiet. You wanted a more intimate setting with your family. But take us to that moment. How you felt?
Man, it was special because a lifelong dream is always like get your name called and see your name called, and that was really big for me. I'm just really blessed. I saw the number pop up on my phone. I said, okay, that's a Baltimore area code number. I said, I know where this might be going. So they called me, and being on the phone, it really felt surreal. It really didn't feel real for a long time. I still don't know if it has felt real yet. It's really just been a super duper blessing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's incredible.
And we see that, watching on TV where they have the cell phone and they're on the phone. So you saw it and you were like,
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy because I had an intimate setting. I like having my close people close. So it was just my dad and my brother, and I popped up. They popped up with me, and they was happy. They was real happy.
I got to ask you again. We talked to Carson Vinson, who had the 5th-round pick to the NFL draft to the Baltimore Ravens, and the only draft pick from an HBCU. Talk about that. I mean, obviously, we rather have more, but it is special that obviously you're unique in this way in this particular draft.
Yes, sir. Like, it's a blessing to be put in that and given that title of being the only HBCU player drafted. I do feel like we have other guys that and they're getting their shot too, and they're going to do great things in the NFL. It's really just. I'm just blessed to have those opportunities. Even when I got the Senior Bowl, and I got the Senior Bowl during the season, and after the game, those guys would be like, "Hey, Carson, like you gonna do great at the Senior Bowl," because like that's the thing about HBCUs. Like once we leave our spaces, we all together, we all one.
That's so true.
So like I remember we played Valley. Those guys at Valley. After the game, they came up to me. They was like,
Valley.
"Yes, sir."
After
the game, they was like, "Hey, Carson, go ball at the Senior Bowl." Like they was all telling. It's been nothing but support. So, man, I really just try to put on for other guys because there's going to be other guys in the next coming years to do the same thing I'm doing.
That's great. That's very good, dude. Very
good. Outstanding talking about that. So. Let's talk about some of your local connections here. You went to school. You went to high school here. What, Panther Creek?
Yes, sir.
So you were saying something off air. We were just thinking about it. You went to school. I guess you graduated during COVID.
Yes, sir.
And we were just talking like, wow, the COVID kids are graduating.
Yeah, we finally growing up.
The COVID kids are finally graduating. So, talk about that journey, like what you were thinking about going from high school to college, and now thinking about making the ultimate leap. Now going from college to the NFL.
Yeah, I went to Panther Creek, and I love Panther Creek. They really prepared me. Like, it's a great school, and they prepared me for college, and I learned how to work in a school setting. And then, but it was also, I love the dynamic of the schools I went to. So, Panther Creek is predominantly white.
Yeah.
And then I went to a HBCU, so I know how to conduct myself in multiple settings and multiple cultures, and that's just going to help me for my life.
Wow. So,
now
that's an interesting point that you make there, because we talk about it all the time. Talk about how seeing the difference between the two when you went to college, what your initial thoughts were when you first realized, okay, so everyone here is predominantly African American.
And that's a special thing about an HBCU. Like, when you go to an HBCU, you walk around school and everybody looks like you. Yeah. It's your people. It feels like a cookout all the time, and that's just what you knew.
This is good.
They gotta keep you focused.
That's what it is. So it's like, man, it really feels like, man, it's just like you stepping into family, like when you go to a HBCU, because everybody, you guys have the same goal to graduate, but you also have your fun, and it's just really a special place.
Wow, that is outstanding to hear, especially coming off of COVID.
Yes, sir.
Without having all of the formalities of being in school, in class, all of those, and then coming to A&M and then having that experience, that's outstanding. So,
yes, sir.
So congratulations on just making that choice, because we talk about HBCUs here all the time, because we all have a love for them. I mean, I know y'all didn't fare too well against Jackson State. It's okay, though.
Don't even address that, man. Don't address that.
I got my championship. It's all good.
We got a championship.
Yeah, I got 2 championships.
You know what? I'm going to stand down.
So one of the questions I have while we talk about going from Panther Creek to Alabama A&M, you had a lot of great resources and cheerleaders along the way. So talk about how your family or any coaches and how this community has supported you in this journey.
Oh, I can't say enough how much they supported. I mean, it's really been crazy, because since I stepped at A&M, they began to support me. And then as I'm going through this process, it's just more support. The Alumni Association, they've helped me. Even when we were down in Mobile, when I was at the Senior Bowl, the Mobile Alumni Association of Alabama A&M, they gave me they had an entire thing for me. And they supported me when I was down there. So every step of the way, they've been there for me. They rock for me on Twitter. I see everything on Twitter that they post for me. So, there's nothing like Alabama A&M's alumni. So, and now I'm one of them. So it's been really great.
Oh, man, especially, I know you, of course, I know. The Alumni Association, great. Some other people, obviously, when we get back, we're going to talk about your dad a little bit, but I know Jamal Melton, who's a frat brother of ours. I know he's a big supporter of yours, too. And,
yes, he is.
Good mentor for you. We're going to get into all that.
We got joining us again. We have Carson Vinson, recent draftee to the Baltimore Ravens, 5th round pick, number 3 pick in the 5th round, actually, all the way from Alabama A&M University.
And Raleigh, too.
And Raleigh.
Yeah.
Joining us. What's going on, Carson? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed to be here.
Man, look, we're happy to have you here. Happy to celebrate your story.
Yes, sir.
Happy to celebrate your story, and happy to hear about your success, especially going to an HBCU, talking about your experiences in HBCU, and now being drafted in the NFL, which is your dream and the others, I'm sure. Let's talk a little bit about the draft itself.
Yes, sir.
When did you first realize I could probably really get drafted in the NFL here?
I feel like my draft, I wasn't really on much draft radars when I first got to college, going to a small school. And I started to creep on draft radars. I started getting on little accolades. And then it really exploded when I got put on the watch list for the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl. When I got put on those 2 watch lists, that's when it really started exploding, really.
Wow, man. That's incredible. So you one of the few. Did John Stallworth? Did he go to Senior Bowl? Are you the only HBCU?
I believe he did. Yes, sir. Because he gave me my Senior Bowl gifts.
That's right.
He did. Yeah, he went to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Great guy.
And just a really good friend of mine. Again, we rocking with NFL draftee Alabama A&M alum from the Gamma Phi chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi.
There you go.
Carson Vinson. He got all that.
Yes, sir.
The only thing that we got everything in common except that draft part to the NFL.
It's all good.
But we both played football at Alabama.
He's a legend too. Don't let him short. So, yeah, he a legend too.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I do want to talk about the fact you went to A&M, and I obviously got recruited by a lot of people. You ended up going down there, but while you was there, the transfer portal and all those stuff started coming in play. I'm pretty sure you got pursued by some higher divisions, if you were higher, larger schools. Why'd you stay at A&M?
You know, I'm a loyal guy. You know, I'm a real loyal guy, and you know, I'm from Cary, North Carolina. You know, Duke is right here, North Carolina's right here, NC State right here, and you know, frankly, they just didn't want me out of high school.
Okay.
But you know, Alabama A&M did. Coach Maynard did. And another thing about Coach Maynard that a lot of people don't know, like I've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
So his nephew, I played rec basketball with him and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I'm knowing that family. They're a great family.
Yeah,
God-fearing man. So.
Uh-huh.
I love Coach Maynard to death, and you know they're the ones. Him, Coach Taylor, Coach Lawrence. They took a chance on me, and you know I just wanted to stay there and keep going for them because you know they're the ones that gave me my chance.
Awesome. That's
That
a
is
great
great.
answer. Yes.
This is an amazing young man.
It really is, dude.
Carson
You better not even imagine. I'm just being straight up about that. Go ahead, pal.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little more about in your journey from Panther Creek to Alabama A&M to now draftee for the Baltimore Ravens. It obviously took discipline.
Right.
So take us through like your routine or what kept you disciplined, and was there a moment where you wanted to quit or thought about quitting and you broke through the discipline?
Yeah, you know, do you always have that when sometimes when you wake up on the bed and it's 4 a.m, you're like, man, is this really for me? But every single time the answer's been yes. And you know, I wake up early just because, you know, I got to get going. I wake up early every day, work out, do something. I do something productive to start my mind because, you know, the life is going to keep going on. Stock market's going to open. So, like, I'm not a big sleeper. I like to keep going, whatever I do. So, you know, I'm working out. I also, like, eat right. You know, I cook and make sure I have my meals straight and everything. So, you know, it's really structured, but I'm used to having that regimen because I've done it for so long. I've been doing it for, I'll probably say, starting around my junior year is when I really started to, like, actually treat myself like a real athlete where I'm not just eating anything and I'm not just going around the house lounging around. I'm really working. So, and I've gotten used to that. So it's really like second nature at this point.
So was there a moment where you just really had to push through?
I have so much love for football. Like, football's always like, if anything's went wrong in my life, football's been the way I solved it, you know. Football's been my therapy through whatever I'm going through. Football's always true because you're going to get out of football what you put into it. So I've never really had any like doubts about football because football's always going to be there for me because it's going to be what I get out of it, like what I put into it.
Awesome.
You know, just listening to you talk about your drive, your process, and how you go through things. Talk about, you know, your educational journey real quickly because I want a lot of people to hear that you are truly a student athlete and your educational journey, and you know football is one of your outlets, but you're still well-rounded because of your educational journey. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, sir. You know, I grew up fortunately, and I had two parents with the degrees, and you know, education is a big thing in our household. Don't nothing happen without getting your school straight and everything else. And you know, and that's a really important thing for a lot of young guys to know too, because you're not getting to college if you're not going to class. You're in college, you're not going to be eligible if you're not going to class.
That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people need to hear if you're not getting to college, if you're not going to class.
And you know, so I graduated high school. I had a 3.5 GPA. I graduated college with honors, and I was an academic All-American. So you know, those are really important things. Those are really important things to me. And then I'm also 2 classes away from my master's. So it's a lot of stuff, but like education is always going to be there. You get your degree, can't nobody take that away from you.
Well, obviously, man, dropping those accolades.
You're already a graduate,
right? Congratulations. But obviously, there were some people in your home that instilled those kind of values. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So you know, my mother, she was a teacher. Yeah. Man, I love her so much. She's done everything for me in my life. And my dad has his degrees, and my dad's real smart. He's always been on me by my school. Like, no matter what, football, that was always a big thing. But, hey, class comes first always. So, you know, I have a fantastic support system. And, you know, they really supported me through it all.
Oh, man, that's special.
That's awesome. So tell us, before we go, like, what's your mindset now? moving on. Training camp starts in a few days. So where's your head at?
Yeah, my mindset is always to dominate. You know, that's what I do. I don't go places to go fit in. I go there to show out. And, you know, that's just really who I am. You know, I didn't get this far just by fitting in. So I'm a guy who really strives to be great. I strive to be great and do the best that I can in every situation I'm put in.
Wow.
Wow, that's incredible, man. Incredible.
You don't go nowhere to fit in.
Show out.
There you go.
Look, I got bad news for you. You don't really fit in when you go places anyway. That's bad news. They see you coming. I'm going to tell you right now. They see you coming.
On the screen, we all the same height right now, though.
Hey, look, Tay Diggs is 6'8" too. But he's really not. No, trust me.
Wow,
Man, but congratulations, well done. I love to hear about your entire journey. I feel like, you know, you had this entire journey right up under our very nose, and, you know, you just persevered. You went all the way through this entire process, talking about COVID, talking about, you know, not having this. You've only had one graduation, right?
Yeah, my first graduation was in December at college.
That's crazy.
That was my first graduation.
That's crazy.
Yup.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just, we don't think about that. We take a lot of things for granted, but, you know, it's just good to see, you know, how you can persevere, how you can keep your head level. But you went into it with the process of saying, you know what, this is a family, this is a community, this is where I want to be, and kept that all the way through. And I got a feeling the Baltimore Ravens organization is going to embrace you.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna love on you, and I guarantee you go in there and put the work in. Look like we'll be going to see you in Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Yes, sir.
man.
Now, I'm a Washington fan now. Don't take this personal when we come see you.
It's all good. It's all good.
I said we like I'm playing.
Yeah. But let me just say this, man. And you can resonate when I say this. When you talk about going to Normal, Alabama, 35762, going down the Parkway, going on the Meridian, going to Chase Road, going up to the hill,
Yeah.
and all that, man.
Yeah.
It's a special place, man.
Nothing like it.
And the fact you was there. And by the way, you know that stone they put, the Capitol stone, right?
Yes, sir.
If you look down there, they got a plaque on there.
Yes, sir.
It's a name that's on that plaque that look very familiar to you. There's Errol Reese. My name is on that plaque. We put that doggone stone on
Yes,
there.
sir.
And thanks for keeping it there, because a lot of times I thought they was going to take it off, because you know how y'all get down there. But any final words, man? Any final words for why you got you on the show that you want to share with us?
Man, I just want to appreciate everybody, the love and support that I've gotten over this last week, and even before then, it's been amazing. You know, I'm a God-fearing man, and I wouldn't be here without him. So I just want to appreciate everybody for the support, and as I go along this journey, everybody's going along with me.
Man, I'm coming.
Yeah,
Man.
there you go.
I'm all in. I'm coming. I'm all in.
God.
I'm all in. I'm all in. He's Raven too. Look, matter of fact, I may switch up.
There you go.
Well, you know,
There you go.
y'all side switch all the time, so you know where
There
I'm
you
going.
go.
Yep.
I'm here.
Anytime you want to come back, hang out with us, man.
Look.
Anytime you in town, come back, get a mic, because you're good behind the mic, brother.
And I want to say personally, congratulations to your parents. Job well done.
Exactly.
We really appreciate you.